We're live. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sam.
Happy
How are
Tuesday
you?
morning. I guess it's not morning for you, but it's morning definitely for me.
It still feels like morning. It's a little cloudy and kind of meh here, so we'll call it morning.
Nah, it's kind of meh over there.
It's kind of
Oh, we'll
meh.
change that.
Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Hi, Evelyn, Lorena, Ruby, Colleen is here. Liz, Janet. Hi, guys.
Everyone's here. My goodness. Hello, friends.
Yeah. Oh, so cool. So, how's your morning been?
It's good. I was just telling Sarah, I always have therapy right before this. And it's great because you get everything off your chest and then you can hang out with a good pal and it feels great.
I
So
love that. I love
it's
it.
kind of the best setup. It also means like go from one thing to the next, but like I'm
See,
beating.
that's the part I feel bad about.
Oh no, it's fine. I'll live. But I have like all my beads here ready to go, so I get to make something. Like it just feels actually ideal. So as well,
Yay.
I don't view like therapy in like any heavy way. I just see it as like a nice thing in my
Yeah.
life that is like very supportive. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah,
Very, very cool.
I'm just excited to be here with you this morning, Sarah. I always a nice time, and
I know.
I don't know if people were missing us because we were just together on Friday, but we're back.
Yes, we are. If you didn't get enough of us, here we are again. I was telling my team when we got done, I was like, I wish we could do more lives with Sam because they're like my favorite. It's my absolute favorite to be with you.
I
Yes.
agree. I so agree. I want us to do everything together.
I know. I know. It just stinks that we're so far away from each other, but that might not always be true. I mean, life is fluid and flexible. You never know what might happen.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. Oh my gosh. So, guys, of course, we have Sam here, but we have Sam's bead box for May, and a lot of you have it. And a lot of you have made amazing jewelry with it. I just saw a bracelet that Jacqueline made, and she used the impression Jasper rondelles, and she did some macrame. It was like 3. Oh,
I saw that with the pink cord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, my heart. And I was just like, oh, I want to macrame today. That's what I want to do. So
really?
She inspired me. Yeah. So I pulled out all my hemp. I have some other cord around, but I definitely think I want to get a little naughty today.
Naughty. Okay.
I'm getting naughty.
Oh, that's so cool. Because I saw that bracelet and I said, I don't know how that's constructed. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's really, really cool. I'm like, macrame is my heart and soul because that's where I got started with jewelry making. So anytime I can use it as an excuse, and I am forever using it as an excuse in the summertime because it's light and it's not heavy and it's just beachy and boho and fun. So yeah, you don't have to threaten me with a good time with hot weather jewelry at all. I don't like the hot weather, but I'm all about cord jewelry and like beachy stuff.
Yeah. Diane said, whoa, your comment things are huge. Whoa. that really punched me in the face. Okay, you can see what she said.
Thank you. I'm channeling my inner anime chick with my hair today. It always makes me, like, when I just do half of it up, it always makes me feel like a samurai. So I'm feeling very ninja today.
Ninja knots, here we go.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So let's see. What else should we tell everybody? So why don't you tell us about the box? Because I mean, that's what we're going to be using.
Yeah, absolutely. So I run Sam's Bead Shop, and one of the really fun things I get to do every month is work with my sister to create our monthly subscription box that we send to Sarah every month because she always has so many great ideas for what to do with it. We'll get back to that in a second. But basically, it's a monthly box where you get, it's usually around 20, I think it's been more than 20 lately, different items. So it's like a whole bunch of check glass. We usually do like 3 nice gemstones in it, and then a couple metal components, usually Tierracast, to keep it nice and high quality.
Yeah.
And we try to do like as much of the work for you, or at least get you running for your designs by finding things that work really nicely together. And we come up with a totally different palette each month. So let's see, we're in May and we're working with the May box. And our theme was boho travels. And I'm sure Sarah we'll show you a bit of it, but basically it's all about just like these like muted, almost summer colors. We're like, okay, we're almost entering summer. We're not there yet.
Right.
But like we want some of that spring, lovely, light colorfulness. And that was our inspiration, and all about texture and all just anything whimsical and fun. So that was the theme this month. And I think what Sarah and I are going to do today is we each have the box and we're going to each come up with a design using it. My idea, I was telling Sarah, I think I want to do a Lariat necklace. I've never made a Lariat necklace.
Never?
I'm going to be totally honest. I've made plenty of necklaces, but I've never made a Lariat necklace.
Oh my gosh.
I know Sarah's taught a bunch. You've taught a bunch of Lariat stuff.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
And I was even scrolling some of Nilay's. Like, there's so many cool ways to do a Lariat that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
The idea I have for today, I'll show you once we flip the cameras around, because I think it's really gonna work. I have to run it by you, but I'll run it by you.
You have to run it by me? What? Why?
No, I just need to make sure I'm not missing a piece here, but I'm pretty sure it'll work.
All right, cool. I'm gonna do macrame. I'm gonna do a necklace. Oh, I'm gonna do the front part of a necklace. I don't know where it's gonna go lengthwise, because I always make that decision later on, but that's my plan. We'll see what happens.
Cool. I hope you'll show us a little bit of how you do some of the macrame, because I'm endlessly curious about that whole world.
Yeah.
You got me we did a class on Friday, and that bracelet, I don't know if you know how many folks made that bracelet design with the bucks. You really got people inspired.
Yeah.
In a really, really nice way.
I love that. I love that so much. So yeah.
So you've got me nodding again that I haven't done it in a while. I've done some of it in the past with Danielle, and I haven't done it in a while. And I'm you're tickling the little inspirations of ooh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, it's accessible to everybody, because I know that knots can be difficult if you approach it already intimidated, but if you look at it okay, well, I know how to tie my shoes, I'm halfway there, then you're good to go. Really anything past that is just kind of a step up. So
I could tie my shoes usually.
You're right there. I don't ever tie my shoes, so I don't know how it is that I managed to. I'm one of those tuck my laces in kind of people, but I can tie a shoe. I just choose not to. There we go. It's been said.
And your shoes just don't come off.
Well, I lace them appropriately so that I can still get my foot in there, but that they're tight enough that if I'm riding a roller coaster, they're not going to fall off. That's super important to me. I don't want to lose a shoe while I'm doing a loop-de-loop. You know what I mean?
But you don't tie it.
No tie.
I feel like that's the crucial piece of any time shoe. Wait, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. What?
See? Pamela doesn't tie her shoes either.
Oh, but then she said flip-flops don't have ties.
Oh, that doesn't count. I'm talking full on, my Air Jordans have got their laces tucked inside. I'm serious. Yeah.
Okay, this is my favorite thing I've learned today.
Random Sara fact. She does not tie
there's some people who are kind of like onions. The more time you spend with them, you just get to peel one layer at a time. And you don't really know what's going to be at the core of that onion, but you know it's fantastic every layer until then.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So what did we learn? That if my hair's up, I'm feeling like a ninja. I don't ever tie my shoes. And I'm sure something else will come out today as well. Because I'm a world of useless, interesting knowledge. Okay. So let's move on and let's look at this. Okay. Let's look at this box, because it's awesome, and that's what we really need to be doing. I'd much much rather just giggle with you, but
That's
nobody
what I
said
always
that.
want to do.
That part doesn't have to stop, right? Okay,
Correct.
so I'm going to be completely honest with everybody. There are beads missing. If you didn't see Friday's show, first and foremost, go back and watch the replay because I made a bracelet, made this really cool bracelet. And I also made the little matching earrings. And I actually only made one earring. I need to make the other one. But so some of these beads are missing. So as we're looking at what's included in the box, you're going to see that like these really beautiful check glass beads are not in the packaging, but they are part of the box. The dragonfly, I used it. And then just some of the beads in general are just missing because I use them because they're awesome. But I think that's a really good testament to the fact that there are so many beads included in your boxes that you can make multiple pieces of jewelry and you still have so much left over to work with. So
absolutely. I want you to be able to make an entire collection of jewelry from one bead box
Oh,
and then
yeah.
maybe still have leftovers.
Yeah.
Like,
And
we don't mess around with the quantity of beads. Like you gotta have enough to play with here.
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't skimp. And even with like your gemstones, like for instance, this strand of rhodonite, like that's a 15-inch strand. You didn't cut it in half and say, oh, you're only getting half a strand of gemstones. Like you give the whole thing, which is pretty dang awesome.
I think that this is one of our first ones where we were able to do multiple full strands because there's the rhodonite and then you have the lava stone right behind it.
Yeah.
Which I adore.
I'm obsessed with these. These are so cool.
Aren't those so random and awesome?
They really are. And I think it's because like I love lava stone anyway, but I think it's this rose gold that really has me going because I don't think I've ever seen them in rose gold. I've seen them in like regular gold and I've seen them, of course, in all of the rainbow colors, like, you know, black and purples and pinks and stuff, but I've never had any that were rose gold. And they're just awesome.
I think I finally realized why I like rose gold so much.
Why?
It reads as like a bright copper to me.
Yep. Yeah, it does me too. It does me too. Because it definitely doesn't fall into the category of pink for me. And that's why I'm really drawn to it. This is definitely not pink. I mean, no. I guess it could be if you mixed it with the right things. But for me, I'm like you. It reads copper.
Yeah.
There are owls. Oh my gosh, with the owls!
I can't believe you haven't used those owls. Especially those little pair at the top there. I can't wait. I just love those.
I know, and I feel like these would make another really awesome pair of these. Just like really simple, like I made on Friday with just like some cord, maybe in like a really pretty periwinkle blue. I think they would be really pretty.
That would be so pretty.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Love those so much. This is my favorite in the box. Is this Jasper strand. And I talked about it a little bit on Friday. It's something about the color combination and the shape. And I don't know. I honestly, the more I think about it, the more it falls into that whole category of like beachy jewelry, kind of boho. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe that's what and you know what's weird? Okay, so here's another random Sara fact. I am terrified of the ocean. Like I don't do big bodies of water because I almost drowned one time, like seriously almost drowned. And so I don't do like the beach. I'm not a heat person. I'm not a sand person, but I absolutely adore beach and summer jewelry. And I guess that's where all of my beach love goes. Like if you ask me to go on vacation, I'm not going to go to the beach. I'm going to go to like where there's snow. But I'm going to wear my beach jewelry to where there is snow. Okay. I don't know why. I just am. But yeah. So pretty. They're so pretty. All righty. This is another favorite in here are these luster check glass beads. Those are so pretty. And I love that there are multiple colors of this.
And they go together.
Yeah, they do. They're just
I don't know how you're going to pick for your design today because I think you're doing some of this on the fly. I don't know how you're going to pick. I haven't fully picked, but I have only some ideas.
These are awesome too. Like both of these choices. Like you could have just as easily said, well, you're going to get one or the other, but we got both. And I feel like you kind of spoil us a little bit.
You gotta have the nice things in life, Sara.
You do. And I have these missing because we used some of these in a project in Hardwired with Danielle. Yeah, so we used some of these beads on Friday with a
I did see that awesome project. Yeah.
I don't know where mine went. It's around here somewhere. It's in this mess that is my desk. There's an elephant in here that I'm obsessed with as well. So cool.
Isn't that a cool elephant? I'd never seen that shape before.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm pulling out things, trying to.
These little hexagons make me incredibly happy. And these are going to look really cool in so many different things. But because of the way that they're drilled through the middle, they'll make a really cool macrame bracelet. So like with like your like square knotting, for instance, you use 3 strands. So your core strand would go through there, but then your outer strands would make like a little frame on the outside of these little hexagons. I think that would be super cool.
I love that idea.
Yeah, really, really cool. This shape is awesome. So these little peach opal luster drops. I love these because they're all a little bit because they're freeform, right? That's what it says. Yeah.
They're all the same shape, but they're like I don't know. You just
have their own personalities, okay? They're super cool. And that luster is everything. So I didn't know this was a fish the last time we got to talk about this box. I thought it was just a really cool check glass bead. Turns out this is a fish. So there's a fish. And he like wants to be the centerpiece, I think, of my necklace, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I love this. There were these stars, super cool. I used one of these for the earring, so I can't use the other one because I need to make the mate of the earring, but I love those beads. They're awesome. These little purple babies are super cute also.
I just pulled those out because I think that's one of my beads I'm going to go for today.
Yeah, I really love that soft lavender purple. And then these are so cool. This might be probably my top 2. Well, maybe 3. So the jasper, the rose gold, lava beads, and then these. I think this is number 3 for me for my favorites in here just because they're so different. So these are pillow etched Picasso beads, and they have such a cool texture to them. They're just like beach pebbles. Like, I think that's why I love them, because it's just like if you were walking along the beach.
They do kind of have that feel of like a little agate that has like some translucence to it. They really look like a little stone, like a little special stone.
Yep. And the color is perfect because it's one of those neutrals that goes with everything. I really, really love them. But I think my favorite part really is the texture. Because they're just so cool. They're very natural to be glass, you know? All right, so that's just kind of an overview. Oh, these little babies, these little peanuts. I love these as well.
I think I know what I'm gonna do. You gave me some ideas.
Yay, cool.
I'm gravitating towards some similar beads today, I think.
Okay.
So let me just give me 5 seconds to swap my camera around. I won't be able to hear you for a second, I think.
I'm gonna clear my space here. All right. I wish you guys could see my sweet boys over here laying on the floor. They're being so good right now.
1 second. I gotta rejoin in a second.
Let's see. Maybe you guys have to see how cute they're being. I'm gonna take the iPad while Sam gets situated. I just have to show you they're being so well behaved today. You guys haven't seen them in a while, so let me unplug. Okay, look how sweet these babies are being. Don't mind the insane carpet and all of the stuff, but look how good they're being. Look at those babies. Say hi, Albie. For those of you who don't know my boys, that's Albert. He's the golden, and that's Cooper, the German Shepherd. Okay,
I came back in at the perfect moment.
It wasn't an invitation to get up.
They're
I
precious.
just have to show because they were being so good. They were being such good boys. Okay.
What?
So.
Yeah, well, they're perfect, and I would like your dogs. Okay, let's see if I can show you enough of what I've laid out here. So I said I want to do a Lariat necklace, which
Yeah.
obviously multiple ways to do it. Could do like the loop method, which is what was my initial idea was with the peanut beads.
Right.
Like would totally work as my loop, and then the other strand could come back through that loop.
Yes.
But Tierracast is launching new things today.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to be part of the party.
Yeah.
Because they sent me little sample baggies.
Oh my gosh, I need those. All of those.
And so
I have.
So they basically, most of the things they're launching are new magnetic clasps.
Oh.
So this is the hammer tone.
My goodness.
And then this is this gorgeous like temple design.
I love.
So I am obsessed with these, and I ordered them for the shop. So those are going to go up on Thursday. And
Those are so cool.
They came out basically with more 2-strand and 3-strand designs.
Yeah. And
I feel like they're so smart because these sorts of clasps are just like, I feel like they know their clientele well. Like these sorts of clasps are so much easier to handle.
Yep.
Than like a lobster clasp, per se.
Oh, Sam, I want to do a class with some of those.
I can send you some of these samples. I don't need all these. Or they should send you some.
You don't have to send me yours. I'll buy some from your shop. But I want to do a class with some of the new stuff. I love the ones, those up there in the corner that you didn't show. Hold on, go back up to your right.
You want these guys?
So Danielle is going to rock those, I can tell you right now, because you can do amazing seed bead work and then glue those onto the end. Oh, so cool. And you can also do like multi-strands, like suede, and put a bunch of strands in there and then close those over it. Those are gorgeous.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how you were going to use these, because I grabbed a bunch of the clasps for these ones for the shop, but I didn't grab these yet because I was like, I don't know what to do with this yet.
Oh,
but they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
And then they did also launch an adorable little mini toggle that I think is so cute.
Oh, I love those too. I just love Tierracast. I'm so glad that you partner with him for your metal.
Yeah, they've become my go-to because I just feel like I can feel very good about using them and not have to worry about what is in those clasps. So here's what I need to run by you.
Okay.
Because this has 2 strands on it, separates this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about like there's another version of Lariat where you can have kind of a connection point, 2 strands going up to the necklace, 2 strands coming down.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work facing this way because of the clasp.
Well, why not?
But because then the necklace wouldn't be able to open unless I put another clasp on it.
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
Am I crazy?
No. Okay, so let's just think for a second. So if you have the clasp, right, and it has the little connections here, right, and you want to do a lariat, so you could potentially, right, let's say you did a 2-strand lariat, right, that comes around. Right. This is
my favorite thing we've ever done on live.
And let's see. So let's think a second.
I did have I just thought, what if I just turn the clasp 90 degrees?
Well, yeah, if you turn the clasp 90 degrees and you go this direction, Wanda said, I knew Sara was going to draw this out. So if you turn it this way, right?
And then I can have strands hanging downwards.
Yes. I'm having trouble seeing it this way. You're going to have to explain because I'm not
okay.
But what if you didn't really do a lariat? What if you did a fake lariat where it was long enough to go over your head? So we've got a strand. The strand goes all the way around, right? Loops into the 2 loops here. Your head goes here. Head, hello, that's your right. And then down here, you have your dangly doos, right? Yeah. Then it looks like a lariat, but it's not really a lariat, right? But the loop is big enough to go over your head. This is your head.
Right. So it just would be, so it'd be like a long, like a nice and long necklace, basically.
Yeah, but it still has the lariat feel because everything comes down to a singular point where your clasp is, and then you do whatever down here. Like it looks like a lariat, but it's not. But I want to know your thoughts here.
Right, because I was trying to like, how could I do like a true, more classic lariat? So if I have my strands connecting to the two top points, and then have a strand connecting to either bottom point, then the necklace would separate. So you could put it on, and then would come back together and still have essentially the same composition.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's so different.
And then it's still kind of, I like that you can actually clasp in the front, which I think is quite convenient. So that's,
yes.
I've never made a lariat before, but that's how, at least how I saw it for a second.
No, yeah. You got to do it that way. Forget all of the things I just drew. Do you, because your idea is better.
Well, now we have all the possibilities, and I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I think so too. I want to said like a bolo, like that's kind of what the one where it doesn't really connect. That's what I was kind of feeling was like a bolo style. But yeah, oh, so cool. Tim is in the house. Can everybody stop for a second and tell Tim happy birthday? He's one of our very few male wire workers in our little rotation. Today is his birthday, so happy birthday, Tim. I already texted him earlier, but I want to share the love because birthdays are special.
Oh my gosh, happy birthday, Tim. Tim, you got to hang out at Sam's Bead Shop too, because we've got one main man-like person hanging out over there, and they said they want a friend.
Yeah, we need some more guys to come. There are so many amazing jewelry makers who are men. They just don't socialize enough. They need to come hang out.
I agree. All right. While I kind of get my things designed, I'm gonna switch over to you so we can see how you're starting off your macrame.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with with 3 strands, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do this yet. I mean, I do know the knot that I'm gonna do, but I don't know where I'm gonna incorporate my. So I'm gonna start with a core. And it's just some 10-pound hemp here. You can use whatever you want to, but I like the 10-pound versus the 20 just because I feel like it's small enough to go into more beads, whereas the 20-pound is a little bit thicker. So for those of you who are not really familiar with hemp, that's the way you measure the diameter of hemp. So it doesn't really come in measurements like a 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter. You measure it by pound, and the pound is actually how much weight you can pull on the cord. So a 10-pound cord is going to hold up 10 pounds of weight, and then the thicker it goes, obviously the heavier the pound is going to be. So the next size up would be like a 20-pound, and it's a little bit thicker. The diameter is bigger. So when you're shopping for hemp, that's the way to look for it, because you're never going to find the diameters unless you just get lucky, which can be really frustrating. But if you go into it ahead of time knowing that, then it makes it a lot easier. So with a lot of macrame, you have a core that you're going to knot onto, and your core can actually be anything. I'm using another piece of hemp for this, but you could technically use, any wire, any cord, a piece of leather. You could use bead stringing wire. The sky is the limit for your core. The knotting part, that usually is going to be like whatever you want to be shown. So your core is mostly hidden. So just keep all of those things in mind when you're making your decisions about what you're going to do. So as far as like my outside is concerned, I'm going to use 2 pieces of hemp, and I've cut these about 8 feet because I didn't know for sure what I wanted. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but you fold them in half. And when you fold them in half, that means you've got 4 feet on either side. So just keep that in mind as well, kind of depending on what kind of knot you're going to be making. I just realized that I'm not actually going to be folding mine in complete half, but it's okay. I have lots and lots of cord to work with. So I'm going to make what we call over in Sara Lovecraft Designs community a tushy knot. It basically is a lark's head knot that you do with a single cord. But we call them tushy knots because it looks like a little tushy with the belt holding the pants up.
Okay.
So I'm going to come to the end of one of my pieces of hemp and I'm going to fold it in half, but I'm not folding it in half in the middle. I'm folding it in half just a few inches from the end. So one strand is, or one part of it is like 4 or 5 inches long, and the other is the length of my necklace. I mean, the working part of my strand, rather. I don't know why my brain said that. So I'm going to do a little loop here and I'm going to fold that, or I'm not going to fold it, but I'm going to put it underneath my core. And then I'm just going to take the two ends, the short end and the long end, and I just want to loop those through. Whoops. And pull. And so when you pull, you have a lark's head knot, which you can do, you know, with two strands, but we've done it with one strand, which just makes it a little bit different. Okay, so that's going this direction. Now I need to do one more directly underneath it, and it's going to be going the other direction. So I'm going to take my cord here, making a mess. So I'm going to take a second piece of my hemp, and I'm going to do the same thing. And this time, I'm taking my loop over the top and then pulling my ends through. So it's just going to go in the opposite direction, you'll see. Hold on.
So you said your goal is to create almost like a centerpiece for a necklace?
Yeah.
And then that you would probably connect to, what would you probably connect that to?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know. Ideally, just something to create extra length. So it could be like silver silk, it could be chain, it could be more hemp, it could be anything. Ribbon's one of my favorites. I've got two little tushy knots, one going one way and one going the other way. Now let's look at them so that you can understand why on earth I call them a tushy knot. So look here. You see, it's like a little tushy, and then the bow. Right?
Okay, I didn't see it before because I saw you on a different class. Like it was like there's a tushy knot. I'm like, I don't get it. I get it now.
Yeah, it's a little booty Judy right there, tushy, and the knot holding their pants up. So that is our little tushy knot. That is not a technical term, but everybody now knows that that is what we're doing. Okay.
Does that not have a more technical term?
Well, it's a lark's head knot with a single strand, but I mean that's just not as fun as a tushy knot. Tushy knot's
too many words.
Too many words, not enough fun.
Rachel's off.
All right, so my short strands are the two that are at the top. I don't need those. I'm going to save those. We'll tie them off later. All I'm concerned with are my two
Uh-oh, I think we've lost Sarah for a second.
I'm back.
She's back.
I'm back. Sorry, guys.
You're good.
So all I'm going to focus on are the long working strands. And what I want to do is I want to alternate. So up here, my strand that's on the left is on the top. The strand that's down here on the bottom is on the right. And we're just going to alternate. So I did a right-handed strand last. So the next one I'm going to do is the left. So let me just show you how that goes. Okay. So it makes a really cool pattern. I'm going to lower you down a little bit too so that you guys can see really well. Okay. So to make the tushy knot, we do just like we do with our square knots. Pretty simple. We're making a P shape. This one, since we're on the left, is a backwards P shape. Some people call that a Q. We're doing the Q shape here. And the long strand is going over the top of the core. And we just want to take that and go underneath and up through that P shape or the Q shape, depending on which side you're on. And then you want to pull. And it's more of like a slide than a pull. So you slide that up. Then the second half of that knot, you do the exact same thing, but this time you go underneath the core. We're still making that backwards P shape, but the cord goes underneath. And this time it goes down through that P shape or Q shape instead of up through. And then you kind of slide to pull. And that'll make your little That'll make your little knot. And you can see what happens is because you alternate strands, you're going to end up with these little loops right here. These little loops are the perfect opportunity to, number one, add a bead, or number two, add a jump ring that contains a bead. So you're going to see as we work this up, it makes sort of like a little lace-like pattern with all of these little loops where I add all kinds of dangles, because that's my favorite thing ever. All right, so now I'm going to do the right-handed side. So we're doing a true P on this side, going over the top of the core.
Over the top?
Yep. It goes behind and up through. I'm always over the top.
I was like, Sarah will get it. So Sarah will get
it. Okay, and then the same P shape, but this time it's going behind the core and down through. And pull. Okay. So I'm going to do a few more of these, and then I'm going to start adding some beads to this. All right, Sam, what you got going on?
All right, you're giving me a lovely opportunity to get going over here. So I haven't done the color blocking is what is going to feel, I don't know, somehow it's feeling like the harder task here, feeling exactly what my strand is going to be. But the easy part is I'm working on my focal down here. Mm-hmm. So all I got to do is come up with 2 strands to come down for my 2 loops here. So
love.
So my goal, my challenge to myself right now is I want to incorporate as many of like the whimsical elements of this box as possible.
Yeah.
So here I've got the dragonfly and the owl is going to be strand 1. And then the other side is going to be this jumbo mumbo leaf pendant. I'm probably going to put a couple beads on top of that so it has a little bit more movement. And that is going to be the front, like the very focal center of the piece. And then from there, I can start designing my strand somehow.
Love it. Love.
So that is, yeah. So currently on these guys, I'm just been doing wire wrap loops because I think I often like the look of wire wrap loops.
Yeah.
More than simple loops. I'll do simple loops. I'm like, oh, it looks okay, I guess.
I feel the same way.
Sometimes it feels like a little unfinished. Like they look fine, but sometimes it's just like, oh, if I just spent like another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I'd be really, really happy. So that's I'm going for today, adding more to my plate. But I think it creates that like nice chain link effect that I really like.
Yeah.
So, and also just in case a little bit more security, of course, because the wire wrap loops are not going to come undone. And y'all can watch me make a wire wrap loop differently than Sarah makes it.
I'm so intrigued by the way you do it.
Because if you notice, I didn't, folks watching, I didn't change hands. I used my non-dominant hand to do the wraps.
Which is completely insane and so cool.
It makes so much sense to me. I'll do it again, folks, in case you didn't see. And I've been really into doing 3 full wraps for the wire wrap loops. I just think it looks real nice. So I just have to give myself a little extra room with the round nose before I bend them. And then I'm not going to switch hands.
That's bonkers. It's totally bonkers, but I love it.
And it's like, oh, this makes so much sense to me. Nothing else is right.
Absolute no sense to me whatsoever, but you make it look like, oh, I could do that, except that when I go to try it, my left is like, nope, we don't play. It just doesn't behave.
Of course, let's see. Messing with my I got full 4 coils on that one. It's a fancy one. I of course didn't connect it to my
getting crazy over there.
Okay, we're doing a longer strand then. What's happening? Because in that moment I would have needed to connect it to that, or I could use a jump ring. Maybe we'll just do that today. We gotta pick our battles. And also, these are pretty. No, they're not huge, but it'll be a little easier to connect just using a jump ring. So we'll do that. All right, should I go back to you, Sarah?
No.
No? Alrighty.
No, I'm just stringing some beads on my center core here, so you're way more interesting at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, folks, here's what I'm doing. I'm opening a jump ring. And look, I actually have my, oh gosh. Look what's happening with my magnetic. You see that?
Now you've magnetized your tools.
I think it was, come on. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. All right. That's so funny. I haven't had that happen to me, but that does make sense. The copper shouldn't be too magnetic. It looks like my jump ring is magnetic. It's like sticking on to my,
Yep.
That's interesting, but the copper is not magnetic, which is an argument for not using a jump ring. It's funny. So I'm backtracking on that one then. All right, I'm switching to you. I'm curious we got to know the next step in the process for that bracelet.
Okay.
Or the necklace, really.
Well, yeah, and like I've looked at the time, and now I'm like, okay, I think I was a little. I was a little. I bit off a little bit more than I could chew because like it's already 1:47. I'm just now getting beads on this, so maybe it should be a bracelet. I don't know, but I decided that the center strand here needed some beads, so I've added these luster check beads, and I'm going to start knotting around those.
Oh, love that combo.
So I'm going to slide the first one up. And I did a little sinnet. So when you do, I speak knots because I'm such a nerd. But when you do a series of knots, it's called a sinnet, SENNIT, a sinnet, which I don't know, makes me also feel like a ninja. I'm just in a ninja. It feels like something a ninja would do. I don't know why, but yes, we have a sinnet of knots, and now we are sliding up a bead, and we are going to proceed with our knots around. So the last one that I did was on the right. So the next knot, even though there's a bead here, is going to be on the left. So I'm doing my backwards P shape, and the cord goes over the top of the center and then slides up, and then goes under the center and goes down through and pull. Okay, and then I'm going to do on the right, and then I'll show you up close like how that locks that bead into place and like where that cord sits around the bead.
I love the tone of that, like that natural tone with the blue stone, like the blue stone finish of that beat. That is speaking to me, Sarah.
Yeah, I know. It's just good stuff, but it's because you just pick out the best beads ever. Like you make it so easy on all of us. And I think I say that every single time we get together, but it really is the truth. That's one of my very favorite things about your bead box is that I don't have to do a whole lot of thinking. Like all the colors, the textures, it's already there. All I have to do is just, add a little bit of an imagination and see what happens. But everything works so well with each other that, the possibilities are endless.
I mean, I would have never thought to assemble it like this. So if it's a good pairing, Sarah, I think, was you make the box like come alive every month. I think it's always really nice to see all the possibilities for it. Because I know I'm not doing all the work here. I know that.
You're so silly. Yes, you are.
But I am having a lot of fun designing my first Lariat. I think this is a lot of fun. There's like a simplicity to it that's very calming.
Yeah.
So I was able to connect my first strand. And so initially I was going to have the leaf be the lowest element of this piece, but I'm actually thinking that that smaller dragonfly actually could be cute lower down.
Ooh,
That the
yeah.
piece could be a little bit more like this. And they're going to overlap a little bit too because of how close together these loops are. So it'll be something like that. That should be pretty cute. And I could always hang a couple beads down from the feather itself. So that's kind of where things are at. I also think I picked a pretty ambitious piece for our live, but
go big or go home, right?
Exactly, thank you. Deciding how I want to continue this, but let's see.
So I need to mention,
Yeah.
if I don't, Kathy is going to come after me. Hardwired is open for enrollment this week, everybody.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So if you want to come and be part of the Hardwired group, which is my paid Facebook group where we do a weekly project, we do fun. We had a birthday party last month. Well, not last month, but a couple weeks ago. We always do fun stuff. We have special guests. Danielle
Y'all
Wicks
have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. And I'll show you what our project for this week is, just to entice some of you who maybe haven't joined yet. Give me just
those earrings. They're so cute.
Yes. So this week's project are these really cool wire wrapped earrings. And I make them big, but you can make them small. So I just do it big so that you can see how to do it. But they're super, super fun. And I wish that I had sterling silver. All I have is just my regular beadalon German style wire. But what I think would be really awesome would be to do this in sterling silver wire and then dip it in liver of sulfur and let it patina so that in between all of these wires, it gets nice and dark. I think it would look really awesome. Or you could do it in copper and do it in liver of sulfur too. It would look really cool. But the plain
That's
silver
a fantastic design.
But yeah, they're super fun. A lot of fun. So that's our project for the week. If you're ever wondered about what it is that we do over in Hardwired.
I highly recommend Hardwired. I have a lot of fun hanging out with y'all over there. I like to tune in while I'm like either getting ready in the morning or if I'm at the office working. It's so lovely to tune in, see what's going on.
Yeah, it's so
You're always up just like an awesome project, and always just seems like y'all are having a good time over there.
Yeah, we do a lot of laughing and a lot of giggling, but we really do learn a lot. And even I've learned so much. I know it's my Facebook group, but I have learned so much from every there. It's just amazing. And we have such a great little bond with each other. It's really cool. It's just a really cool place. And we're always open and happy to have new people come and join us. So if you've been thinking about it, now's your chance, because we only open for enrollment once a month. So you got to kind of take the opportunity when you get it, because we won't be open again for new members for a whole nother month. But
I feel like it's like a great time to join now, because especially like with the summer approaching, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of fun to be had.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I take a lot of input, I want project requests. I try to give everybody what they want, and and then we do fun extra stuff. Our birthday party, that was hilarious. Did you see the birthday party? You were not feeling good that day.
I was feeling bad that day, but I did get to tune in for a little bit of it. It was very cute. I saw the part where y'all were trying to guess phrases while wearing like headphones.
Yeah.
That was really so funny.
Yeah, we had cake and everything. It was awesome. We had party hats, and it was a fun time.
Let's see. It's a Tuesday. Oh, I should probably tell folks while we're making along over here that well, first off, there was a bunch of questions about can you get this box, and the answer is yes. We do have extras this box, and if you would like one of those, we have a wait list going. Just message the Sam Speech Up Facebook page. Jessica can help you out. And we do, because we do have some of those extra boxes. But I do recommend, if you want the best price on a box, you do need to be a subscriber. So if you subscribe, you'll get the June box as your first box. And I do not think it'll disappoint. It is looking like a great box with a lot of beads in it.
I always ask for hints and I never get any. I'm gonna ask you got any hints?
All I'll say is we're helping to bring summer along.
Ooh, all right.
That's all I'm gonna say. And anyone remember where my stringy wire went? Oh, come on. I had my amethyst. Oh, come on. I was like, oh, it's ready to go. Crimps? That's too funny. Anyway, also going on today at Sam's Bead Shop is we've got we do have extras of all these items, and that's what the focus of today's live sale is going to be. So if you are curious to snag some of all these extras, definitely come hang out with us on our Beadbox live sale tonight, which is 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's usually a whole lot of fun.
Wanda says it's going to be Summer of Sam and Sara.
I'm ready for it. And I think if I switch my camera back to Sara for a second, my stringy wire will appear.
It's magic.
It's gonna. I know it will.
It's magic. So I'm just adding beads as I go, but you can see, you see the little lace pattern that happens, those little loops. Those little loops are perfect opportunities to add dangles, charms, whatever you want to add to it. Susanna says, I patina bare copper before, but sterling silver, I thought you cannot. Yes, you absolutely
can.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Yeah, and it looks so cool.
That's where it went. Alrighty. All right, what do you have any length ideas for a lariat, Sara? I'm also going to be wearing it, so I definitely just want to be on the longer side.
It's kind of hard to say with a lariat. I mean, obviously with a lariat, you want there to be I think part of what makes a lariat is that it has a little bit of adjustability. However, the way you're doing it, I don't think you're going to have any adjustability, are you?
Nope.
All right. Well, then because you don't have any adjustability, you kind of have to make a decision. So your decision has to be, do you want the dangly bits to hang in the décolletage, or do you want those to be long? You want those to be under bust,
right.
if you will.
Right. Being that I think I probably am going to be the first one to wear this piece, I'm not too stressed about that. And so I was thinking about 22 to 24 inches, and then for the strand itself, and then it'll have this addition. So it'll be pretty long, but I think so. Maybe I'll do 22.
Yeah,
something like that. Maybe
20. I think 22 is good. The reason that I bring it up and I use the word décolletage, even though it sounds like I'm just being silly, the truth is that a lariat is designed to make the eye travel. And most of the time it is made to draw the attention to that area. So if you're feeling a little sexy, right, you go with a lariat necklace to draw the eye down. I'm being dead serious. I'm not.
I know.
So it kind of depends. Do you want to? Are you? What are you going for?
Right.
You know.
I don't know. So.
You gonna be showing a little cleavage or not? What's the goal, Sam? What's the goal?
Do I stress again that I'm the one wearing this? Oh my goodness.
Well,
you're moving quite along with that, with your piece.
What? Do what now?
I said you're moving along with your piece.
I like how you changed the subject. Yes, I am.
I didn't have anything else to add on the other subject.
I was just going to say, women are shapeshifters. And if you give me a palette of eyeshadow, I can create some cleavage for you if you need some.
You are quite amazing with makeup. I believe that it would be possible.
Yep, I can totally do it.
Wow, that's the list of things I never expected to chat about today, but I'm here for it.
That's why I love it when we get together. You just never know what's gonna happen.
Nope.
Oh man. I think everybody else is here for it too. I don't think we're offending anyone. And if we are, I'm so sorry. I can only be me. It's just kind of how I'm drawn.
Let's see. I'm also like at the same time so focused on how the heck my necklace is going to come together.
I'm trying to speed through this so that I can actually add some dangles to this, because like that's my favorite part, and I feel like I haven't even gotten to that yet.
Would you show us once more how the heck all that comes together?
Yeah. Okay, I gotta untie this disaster of a knot first though, but yes. So I may need to just trim some of this cord and call it. Okay. When all else fails, just cut it off. Don't do that with your hair. I made that mistake. Don't do that with your hair.
What did you do?
So one time when I was a kid, I was probably, I don't know, 12. I was still a kid, but I was having a bad hair day, and my mom had already left to go to work, and it was just my dad, and I didn't know what to do, so I just grabbed the scissors. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's okay with jewelry making. It's not okay with your hair.
It's just more unpredictable. We know what's going to happen when we bend the wire.
But I mean,
you could. Something will happen.
Something will definitely. But I mean, seriously, like sometimes if you go through like a breakup, your first instinct is like, okay, I'm going to go chop all my hair off. Don't do that.
No,
you'll regret
taking notes over here.
But when it comes to hemp, cut it off, right? Just do. Okay, so these little knots that I've been working on, these little tushy knots, they still look like little tushies, just one going one way and one going the other way. Okay. So it is, you do the right side and then the left side, the right side and then the left side to get this kind of like lacy look. So you're going to we're working on the left-hand side. So we're going to make a backwards P shape, and the cord is going over the top of our core. We're going to take it and go behind that core and up through that backwards P shape, and we're going to pull. And then we're going to repeat that, but this time when we make our backwards P shape, that cord goes underneath the core and it goes down through. And then you pull. And that knot has to have those two steps. You got to do both steps to get the look that you're going for.
How long do you think until that becomes second nature?
It really you get into a rhythm with it. And I think that's part of why I like macrame. It falls into the same category as like pearl knotting for me, because once you kind of get used to the feelings of it, it kind of becomes muscle memory. Then it really becomes like this repetitive kind of relaxing thing that you do. And I don't think it takes very long at all for you to get into that rhythm with it. And then you can just kind of zone out, and work your way down the piece. And then before you know it, you've created a whole lot of. All right. So I'm going to finish up these little knots here. And this is not as long as I wanted it to be, but I do want to show at least one dangle added to this so that I can say that I did what I said I was coming to do. Ooh, Wanda says UPS just pulled up to her house, or USPS, with a package. That's exciting.
There better be some good beads in that package, Wanda.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So we've been here an hour. How are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm getting the groove of it now. I'm basically just starting to make little blocks and kind of deciding how I want it. I'm already seeing that, like, I think I would have wanted a little bit more heaviness, so I might redo part of this strand.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just doing sections and been trying to do a little bit of a gradient as I move across, so I can maybe end on the other side of the strand with possibly some of my purples, is what I'm thinking. That's as far as I've gone.
It's going to be so cool.
I don't think I'm going to put too many blues, just because I want to keep the color palette a little bit, like, I like the soft feeling of this box. So I like these pinks, the rose gold, the purples feels nice, and there's a little elements of blue in the pendant itself, which could be an argument for mixing in a tiny bit of blue into the strand itself too, but I haven't figured out where I would do that. If you have any ideas, holler.
Holla. I don't know.
I could do this like pastel blue, possibly. We'll see. I really like the palette I have going right now, so I might just stick with it.
I do too. That the color combo is perfect. Really.
And I've just been using these little peanut beads to kind of divide up the sections a little bit. And I'm normally someone who would put a spacer between every single bead, but I'm trying to do something else today because I also like this look. And it does, I think, actually work pretty nicely in this context. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep going with that.
It's going to be so cool. All right, so I got to the end here. And we're at like 7 inches, which is, I wanted to go a little bit longer. We're considering this a bracelet because obviously I don't have time to do a necklace, but I have length of bracelet. So I'm going to take this off of the time station and we're going to add a little extra to it and then talk about how we would finish it off. May not be able to get all of that in. But we are going to talk about some of your options. So you can see what it looks like. This would be a great bracelet, would be a great anklet. Hemp is one of the coolest things to wear as an ankle bracelet because it is so lightweight and it is comfortable. And it's one of those things that, very much like leather, the more you wear it, the softer it becomes. So if you shower with it on, or if you wear it in the pool, or, you know, if you get wet, or just the natural oils from your body will help to soften it up. So the hemp's going to start out pretty stiff and you're going to think, oh, but it really only takes about a week for it to soften up and it just kind of becomes second skin. That's why it's great summer jewelry, because you just put it on and forget about it and just wear it all summer. And then at the end of the season, just cut it off, unless you're one of those people who needs to take their jewelry off every day. So you do have options with the hemp, but it does get very, very soft and is comfortable to wear around your ankle, even when you add beads to it. So we do have the little loops in between. Each one of our beads has 4 loops. So there's 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. You can fill them up and add dangles to them, or you can just leave them just like they are. And again, this was originally going to be the center of a necklace. So it's still very well could be a necklace. I could finish the ends and then attach other things to it to make it length, or to give it length rather, to be a necklace. Or you can just end your ends. So let's end our knotting section and leave our core. So all I'm going to do is just kind of decide what's the back. There are several ways that you can do this, but I'm going to just keep it as simple as possible. I take the 2 cords that I was knotting with, and I'm just going to tie an overhanded knot, and I'm just going to bring that down to the back, or what I consider the back of the piece. And you can either just tie 1 overhanded knot, or you can do a double. I'm going to do a double just for good measure. And then I like to add a little tiny bit of hypo cement to this, just to make sure that that knot is not going to come undone.
Sarah, that is the tube that keeps on giving.
I know, right?
I think I've seen you use that tube dozens of times just on live. So I can't imagine how many times that tube has come.
Oh yeah.
Has come in.
It lasts forever and it gets really crusty and gross, but I'm not mad about it, because as long as I can get the cap off of it, I'm good. I'm good.
It's fine.
So you're going to let that dry. Ideally, you want to let this dry for 12 hours before you wear it, but you do want to let it get to at least the tacky stage before you trim off the ends. come down here to the other side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to take the 2 cords that I was knotting with, and I'm just going to tie an overhanded knot and bring that down to the back. And then I'll do one more. Okay, and then again, add a little bit of the hypo cement. Don't glue it to your bead mat, which I have a tendency to do. I get glue all over my mat all the time.
Happens. It's fine. It happens.
It happens. It happens.
You can wash those bead mats, I think.
Yeah, but some of those glues, yeah, they just leave like a crusty little spot, and it's not fun. You might not see it, but you'll feel it, and it's all right. So I'm trimming these off, not completely. I'm going to wait till that hardens up a little bit more before I do that. But I do have the core here. Now the core, you can crisscross. You guys have seen me do this before, where we crisscross them, and then you do some square knots over them to make it an adjustable bracelet where you would just pull your ends. You can just tie a knot, tie it onto a jump ring, tie it onto a clasp. There's a whole lot of options that you've got. But I'm not even going to go there for the time being, because I want to add at least a couple of little dangles to this, just because I cannot live with myself if I don't. So I'm feeling
Yeah,
like,
I was curious how you were going to add the dangles. I'm glad we'll get to see that.
Yeah, I feel like I need to add these lava beads because they are just calling my name. Okay, so I'm going to add some beads. I'm going to find some head pins here that are in the correct color.
Miss Lovecraft!
Okay. So I have some beadalon head pins that have these little decorative little flowers on them.
Oh, cute.
I think that's what I'll use. So you can just wire wrap directly, or you can use a jump ring. I think I'm going to wire wrap mine directly to the bracelet. So I'm going to do a wrapped loop. Give it a bend. And then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, go up and over, rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side, which is a million different ways different than what Sam does. Weird choice of words that I had come out of my face, but you knew what I meant. Okay, so now I'm gonna Colleen, I would rather that you didn't. I mean, you can, but it's not my favorite. Oh, Kathy says sure. Kathy's the boss. Sorry, there's a conversation going on like in chat above my screen here. Okay, so I'm going to take the tail end of this wire and I'm going to stick it through one of those little loop-de-doos. And then it just, you know, just like if you were using a jump ring or whatever. Oh, Wanda's disappointed because I'm not doing a knotted head pin. I'm sorry. I thought about it, but I would have had to dig for some wire, and this was just easier. These head pins are really thin. All right, so there we go. Turn that off. So see, you just wire wrap it directly to the little.
Oh, that's so cute.
Or you could use a jump ring. I mean, it's totally up to you. You don't have to do it my way. So Patty says, could you attach the dangles with hemp, and how would you do that? So you actually could attach these as you're going. So I don't know if that's necessarily what you mean, but as you're knotting this, you can slide these on as you go. You also can slide beads on to this section as well as you go. But if you wanted to just avoid all metal in general with this design, you could potentially take a piece of hemp here, and if you want to, you could just, let's see, how would we do that? I still would want to use a jump ring, I guess, but I don't think you have. So maybe just pick one of the little openings, thread your piece of hemp through, and then thread a bead on. Oh, wait a minute. Let's tie a knot. So this is giving me an opportunity to do something I wouldn't normally do.
What's that?
Well, I would normally just use metal. I would never really go this route, but you absolutely can. So that's pretty cool. So just tie a knot, right? And then add a bead. Wanda says, what in the Sam Hill does Sam have going on? When did all of that happen? Right? Like the necklace just like magically made itself just like
I'm
very
having
quickly.
so much fun over here. I'm like feeling great. I'm like, ooh, what kind of necklace?
All right, so then add a bead and then just tie another knot.
Oh, now the magnetic clasp is having a party with my crimpers.
And there you go. So there would be so there are your two options. I love that. Thank you for asking that question. That was fantastic. So let me turn this off and let's just look really quickly. So you can add with wire, right? Or a jump ring, or you can just tie on with the hemp.
Wait, that's so cute. Sarah, that's so cute.
I know. I love it tied on with the hemp. That's so fun.
I looked down for 5 seconds and you've already done a whole nother new technique there.
That's super cute. What a great question. Thank you, Patty. That was awesome. So yeah, those are just some of the options, y'all. I mean, like that's just the beginning of what is possible, but super cool. All right, Sam, we need to see what's going on over there.
I know, but now that means I'm gonna have to do my last crimp on camera, and that's terrifying.
I can't believe you actually have a finished piece. I do not have a finished piece.
I'm in shock right now. I was like, this is gonna take me another hour after this live. I was like, wait, it's coming together. So I did what I was thinking about. I kind of I wanted more focally type things near the base.
Gosh, that's so pretty.
So let's see how I can actually show all this to you. So I went ahead and moved kind of the whole strand over so I could add on some of these focals, and then I add some of my purpley focals. And so all I have to do now, I ended with about an inch of the peanut beads just to kind of give some space before I got to the magnetic clasp.
Yeah.
I also just realized I didn't turn my magnetic clasp like I said I was supposed to.
Whoops.
So let me just test that this can go over my head really quick. It definitely can't. So.
Did you say can't?
No, it can't. This is not long enough.
Oh.
So the whole point here was that I was supposed to do the two strands from the top two.
Right.
On this one. So I'm gonna make that adjustment once we finish live, and I'll post the photo because that's gonna take me a second.
Yeah.
But basically I'll attach that one there. Anyway, I'll just have to get it reshuffled, but it should still end up looking something. It looks similar. Something like this.
Oh, pretty.
And then the focal with all of our Tierracast here.
It's gorgeous. Love.
Oh, I can't believe I messed that up after all that. We literally talked through the whole design, and then I was like, oh, this is so fun. La-di-da-di-da. But I think that still gives an idea of how I think some of the elements of this box can go together. And I think I'm happy with how these
I think it's
kind of
awesome.
coalesce.
And what is so cool is that the bracelet that I made would go with it. The purple one from Friday.
Oh, absolutely.
Necklace.
Oh, totally. With all these beads, and you use some of these guys. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, if you're wanting any of these lovely beads, definitely come to the Sam's Bead Shop live sale today. And then before you come to live sale, don't forget to sign up for Hardwired. You've got a lot of things to do today. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got lots of homework, y'all.
I can't believe I did that. I think I can salvage it because because I don't want to cut off that print, and I don't have to. I can just connect it to this top one, and it still works. Okay, I actually am only one off. That's not bad.
That's
I
awesome.
only have to redo one bead. That's okay. I'm happy. It's doable. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. So later today, you've got that Hardwired project.
Yeah. So Hardwired, I'm gonna turn everybody around here. Hold on. Let's see. Front camera. Go back to me. So Hardwired today meets at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And for those of you who are curious, if you've not joined Hardwired and you're curious about it, you want to come be a part of the Hardwired. Hardwired, all of those projects stay within the group so that you can watch them on replay. So if you can't be there at 4 p.m., because like 4 p.m. Eastern time is kind of like our standard, unless we have a guest, we need to kind of adjust our schedule. But 4 p.m. Eastern time is when we do our weekly project. And then it is also when we do our weekly wrap up on Fridays. And if you can't make it to those, you can obviously watch the replay. Those videos live within the group. And we do ask that you just don't share those out, because obviously you're paying to be there. So we don't want you to share any of that stuff out. Now, after you've done the project, you can post it and show it off to everybody that you want. But yeah, so Hardwired at 4 p.m. Don't forget that enrollment is happening right now. So you've got open enrollment for that. You can come and be a part of it. You can sign up 2 different ways. You can sign up for monthly, or you can sign up quarterly. If you sign up quarterly, it saves you a bundle of money. But make sure that you answer the questions. So you go over to the Hardwired group on Facebook, you apply to be a member, and you have to answer the questions. If for some reason it doesn't give you questions, back out of it and then reapply, and it'll give you the questions. But if you don't answer the questions, we don't know how to bill you. So make sure you do that. Sam, what have you got going on this week?
Let's see. I'm like sitting over here. I was like, I can finish this necklace. It's almost there. Can you hear me through this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've gone over most of the things. The live sale today. We've got an earlier time live sale Thursday because my family's going to go see the radio show Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR. It's like one of my favorite radio shows. Like,
yeah.
We have tickets to go see like a live taping of that on Thursday. So I'm very excited about that.
That's awesome.
Not the question you asked, but very excited. And I don't think we're doing a class Friday because I'm going camping finally. I've been waiting to go camping with my friend. And so we're leaving on Friday morning for camping.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun.
If you want to hang out with Sam's Beach Shop, this was probably the closest I have to class. I'm so glad we did this actually, because I still got to design something and share it. And then we've got our Tuesday, Thursday live sale. So definitely just make sure you're on the Sam's Beach Shop email list, text list. They're the kind of the way to know what's going on in the shop.
Fantastic.
Oh, and if you subscribe to Sam's Beadbox, Sara has a code.
I do.
Just use Sarah's first name at checkout. You'll get $5 off your first month. So it's a $45 box, $5 shipping. So you get $5 off that, and you'll get the June box. And then if you were wanting the May box, just shoot us a message. We can help you out. And if you want individual extras, check out our live sale tonight. I think that's all like the nitty gritty details.
Awesome.
Aside from that, I just hope everyone has an awesome week, and make sure to take some time for yourself to bead or do something that makes you happy. Because I don't know, that just don't forget that time right now, folks.
Yeah. Super important. It is. I'm actually taking the day off tomorrow. Can you believe that? Taking a whole day off. I never do that.
On a Wednesday,
it doesn't affect the lives because there's not a live on Wednesday, but it is when I usually am working on kits and like getting stuff together. But I'm taking the whole day off tomorrow, and I'm not working at all.
Go Sarah.
I know. It's crazy,
awesome.
Right?
Well, sounds like you are taking some time for yourself then.
Yeah, well, it's not really for me. I mean, I'm gonna have a good time. It's somebody special's birthday, so yeah, somebody special.
Makes me so happy.
I know, me too. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on tomorrow. But I will be back, you guys. If you're not part of Hardwired, I will be back on Friday with our Feel Good Friday show. That's at 1 p.m. where I will have all of our kits and fun things. I've got our maker mix that's ready. Our maker mix is Father's Day inspired. It's the great outdoors. It's greens and browns. It's really pretty. And
Ooh.
I'm working on some kits that have these really beautiful check glass flowers in
Oh,
them.
gorgeous.
So yeah, it'll be a good show. Don't forget to come and hang out with me on Friday, you guys. But that's it, you
Those
guys.
are some. Can I comment on? I don't know those flowers. Those flowers are like I know those flowers. Those are like high quality check glass. You got the hookup on those.
I did get the hookup on those, and I have them in like a whole rainbow of colors. So yeah.
Well, that's gonna be fun on Friday. I can't wait to check that out.
Yeah, they'll be super pretty little bracelets. I can't wait. But
Alrighty. Well,
all right, Sam, thank you so much for being here.
yeah, this was great. I hope you have an awesome week, my favorite ninja.
Yay! Thank you. I hope you do too. You just
Love
let me
ya.
know if everyone's in cleavage. I'll hook you up. That's a ninja skill, right?
All the ninja skills.
Shake
You're like
shifter.
you're like a multifaceted ninja.
Yes. I am here for that. I dig it. Dig it.
Well, love ya, and I'll see you soon, Sarah.
All right. Love you. Love you guys too. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.